from New York, the show that is accepting wagers on DraftKings for the over-under time of the show when Brew mistakenly calls Cooper Flagg, Cooper Rush, Cooper DeJean, or who else?
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Cup.
When did Cooper become so popular? When did that name become so popular?
Bro.
A couple years ago, I didn't know any Coopers. Now they all over the place.
Here's the thing. Typically, when this happens, it's because there was a super famous first one.
Right.
Yeah.
The fact that you're
Mr. Cooper.
For some
Who was the
reason,
first one?
I don't know, but for you, it's Cooper Rush. And you know why? Because deep down, he wanted Cooper Rush to stay the Cowboys quarterback that year. Remember, he didn't have that take, but some people did.
Cooper Cup.
Cooper Flagg.
I'm setting it
not
at
going to make a mistake.
312.
We're starting with the NBA draft. Cooper Flagg, my guy, since he's from Maine and grew up a Patriots fan, drafted by the Mavs. He joins a team with 3 Hall of Fame players yet to gel together in full since Luka's departure. No rush. Potential starting 5 when everyone is healthy.
Yeah.
Not there.
Cooper, Clay, AD,
Kyrie.
Oh, when everybody's healthy.
When everybody's healthy.
Kyrie and then PJ
AD
Washington, I
and
would imagine, is the
either
other.
lively
Yeah.
or Gafford.
Yeah. Can Mavs contend in the West?
Absolutely not. Not this year. And I think that I'm shocked at folks. The people are talking about Kyrie for this season, like, well, you know, he does have an injury history. It's not an injury history. He had ACL surgery in late March.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to be out at least until the All-Star break, and maybe longer.
He's saying what he's shooting for
January.
All-Stars in February.
Right, yeah, but so let's call, if he is back the first game after the All-Star break, it's a huge success. You know what I mean? And so and even when that happens, I don't think you're going to get full-blown Kyrie. What you're going to have in the meantime is a super talented, do-it-all 18-year-old who is the only guy on the team, except for maybe Max Christie, who can be a playmaker ball handler. Like, so they are...
They're going to have to go get
Of course,
somebody.
they're going to have to go get somebody, but it's not like they have a ton of cap space. It's not like they're going to get a bunch of impact guys. A guy who maybe it could have been Quentin Grimes was another one of the Nico moves of the offseason. I'm not sure if maybe that helped him get Cooper Flagg too, but it actually probably did because Grimes was good. I believe if Anthony Davis stays at the level he's at, if Cooper Flagg is the player everyone thinks he's going to be, at least to most degree, you know what I mean, which is very, very good, clearly the deserving number 1 pick. And if Kyrie recovers well from his ACL, I think they can contend in year 2 for Cooper Flagg. But asking a rookie, Brew, to be, a young rookie at that, to be the primary ball handler creator on a team with championship aspirations, it's simply... Only time it's ever happened is with Magic Johnson, and he had Kareem, who, with respect to Anthony Davis is not. So, no, I do not think they can contend in the West at all this year. Down the road, sure.
Yeah, I'm surprised so many people have said they're talking about the Mavs like Kyrie's not hurt.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how people are talking about it. And I am totally skeptical about the Philadelphia 76ers because of their health. I'm not that far on the Mavericks, but there is a little of that. Like, right now, Kyrie will be back whenever, February, January. And like Nick said, I'm not convinced he's going to come right in and be the old Kyrie. It might take him the rest of next season that he plays to get back to his former self. And remember, he'll be 34 when the playoffs start. So that's another thing you just got to throw in there, that he will be older in addition to coming off the injury. I love their roster when healthy. Like, if you told me Kyrie's coming back in February and he's going to be the old Kyrie, Anthony Davis is going to stay healthy all year throughout the playoffs, then I would think they're going to be a contender. I mean, I really do. I think obviously OKC is at number 1, but I would put them right there with Houston and the Lakers and Denver and Minnesota, all these other teams, if they're healthy and Kyrie's back to form. But that's a hard. I mean, not only am I worried about Kyrie being his old self next year, I'm worried about AD. How am I supposed to definitely pencil in Anthony Davis for health the entire season?
I also think people are setting Cooper Flagg up totally unfairly to be disappointing.
Yep.
Michael Jordan averaged 28 a game his rookie year, and they won 38 games.
But he didn't have a guy like an Anthony Davis.
I understand it.
He went to a bad team.
Agreed, but he also was 3 years in college and 4 years older, 3.5 years older than Flagg is. Bron went to a bad team, was unbelievable as a rookie. They won in the 30s, I think it was. It is rookies in this league, no matter how great they are, haven't really impacted winning at a championship level since Magic.
Top talent around him.
And top higher than Anthony Davis around him. Like we have
the league is different now, though. We just saw the second youngest team member. I was saying all year, OKC is not going to win it because they're so young. We saw what they did. They beat another team that's young.
Is not
and the
18,
way,
though.
you know what else you're seeing? You're seeing a lot of guys, and this has no bearing on Cooper Flagg, but a lot of guys that weren't like great. I mean, they were great, but guys that weren't expected to be great. Jalen Brunson, becoming superstars.
Mm-hmm.
That speaks to me. That's about the three-point line and the way the game is played now. That has opened it up for a lot of players to, if you keep working on your shot and working on certain skills, you can actually have a place in this league.
We're going to get to
before that wasn't the case.
We're going to get to the Spurs in the B block, but I'll throw this back to you. We collectively felt a little bit frustrated, or at least maybe I did. I'm speaking for you guys. I felt frustrated with the Spurs timeline, that they had really zero interest in winning, and they wanted to bring Wemby along nice and slow, put him on a minutes restriction, give him time off, all of that. Even last year, I was like, all right, time to go. Still, they have a very long horizon for Wemby. Do you think even us asking this question, Nico saying we were going to win in the next 2 to 3 years, Anthony Davis probably antsy to win, Kyrie antsy to win, prove that he deserves this new contract, actually can hurt Cooper Flagg's development?
No, well, one, I think those are two completely different situations. Like, I understand why the Spurs. No. I mean, if he had Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving there, it would be win now. And I think this year it wasn't win now this year, but it was this year they were expecting to take a bigger jump, but he got hurt. And they just don't have the players that are anywhere near what Dallas has. As far as that's what we talked about yesterday, I won't say hindered his development. He won't be the guy. Although I said with Kyrie out, he gets a chance. I think he's got the best of both worlds. Well, they may go get, there's talk D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, whatever. Chris Paul would be interesting. I think that might be smart to bring him in. But I don't think Cooper's gonna be playing like LeBron early in his career. Like, I don't think or Luka, I don't think he's gonna have the ball like that.
No, but he is gonna be, I believe, their primary initiator, and he's gonna go through growing pains. And that's what he is supposed to do. Like, DraftKings has his over-under for points per game his rookie year set dead at 17. Like, that's right. Brew and I both independently yesterday came up with, we assumed around 18, 5, and 6. We both wrote it down, and that's where both of us landed. And while Wilds justifiably pokes fun at Brew and Mai's kind of, historical NBA brains, it's because of that that you don't come into the league and average 25. You certainly don't come into the league and average 25 on a good team.
Right.
Like, your only chance is on a terrible team. And I just look at the West, and I say OKC, Houston, the Lakers, Denver, Golden State, Minnesota. I would be shocked if Dallas is better than any of those 6, barring those teams, losing a guy due to major injury. And I just put them with the Clippers and the Spurs, as in that 7 through 9, range.
Do you agree with me that, like I said, if AD was definitely going to be healthy late in the year, playoffs, and Kyrie was going to be the old Kyrie, definitely, and they stay healthy, that they would be contenders.
Contenders meaning can make round 2 in the West, sure. Contenders meaning win the West, no, because I don't think AD and Kyrie and a good supporting cast is enough. I do think that's why I said in year 2. Because if Cooper Flagg is the guy, stars in year 2 can impact winning. They can, Luka made his first All-NBA team in year 2. Bron did. Jordan might have made in year 1, but I know he made it in year 2. Like, you can impact winning. Oh, no, year 2 Jordan was hurt, but his second year starting or playing full. Like, you can. So I think for the Mavs, the season after this one is what the focus is on. I also think it's why they re-signed Gafford. They re-signed Kyrie. They want to keep this crew together when Cooper knows what he's doing. He'll be 18. He'll turn 19 a week before Christmas. I mean, he's the youngest kid in the draft.
He's not just a rookie. He is a young
rookie. I think he's like about 100 days older than LeBron when LeBron got drafted.
No. LeBron turned 19 December 30th his rookie year. He will turn 19 December something his rookie year. He's like 2 weeks older than LeBron. So So
not currently though.
No, correct.
Because LeBron's like 40.
Good point. Good job.
Mavs GM Nico Harrison had a bumpy few months, but his cup is full since the Mavs won the lottery, despite having less than a 2% chance at the top spot.
Nico, stick your chest out.
You got
Put that bass in your voice.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding. Call it luck, because that's what it was.
That's fortune. Yeah.
Call him blessed. But this might be behind him, Nick. If Cooper Flagg...
Oh, you almost did it. He almost did it. And I said 312 is 313. He almost did it.
If Cooper Flagg is what some people expect, I think he's at least a star. A lot of people are saying superstar. I think, Nick, a lot of people, I haven't heard them connected to compared to each other, but I feel like a lot of people think he might be a Luka Doncic. Now, I don't necessarily, although
some people certainly think he's
I'm
going to be an MVP
a little more down
candidate
on Luka now than I was a year ago. And so if he becomes a legit superstar, again, I get it. Nico got lucky, but he got lucky if this guy is all that. And then with what he built, like they could really be good. So I know it was, like I said, it was pure luck. And I'm on the record as killing that trade, and I would kill it, again and again. However, here's the thing, Nick. When the trade was first made, there were 3 things against it. One, Luka's just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Right? All right. A generational talent. All right. 2, he gave you a great chance to win the championship, like the best chance you had to win the championship. And 3 was that even if you didn't win the championship, he's going to be a superstar for the next decade, and you're going to be must-see TV. Fans are going to be flocking your big story. Now, with them getting Cooper Flagg, with Kyrie and AD, only one of those is definite now. The one, Luka's still a phenomenal player, of course, but did that team last year with Luka have a better chance of winning a championship than when these 3 are all next year with Cooper, 2 years ago with Cooper Flagg? And then the third thing is if Cooper is what people expect,
you get him for the 10 years.
You got him now. Now you're must-see TV and fans are flocking.
Right.
So what's the big deal? And I'm not convinced.
Hold on.
They got Cooper Flagg.
If I go to Kevin Wildes and I say, listen, everyone's going to say this is crazy, but you have to trust me. Liquidate all your assets, everything. Put a second mortgage on your house. Put all your money in this stock.
Crypto.
I'm telling you, whatever. I'm telling you, in the next year, you're gonna 10x it, okay? And you listen to me. And it not only does not 10x, but it goes down to where you have $50 left to your name.
Tough one.
And I told you, this isn't a long-term thing, this is right now. And you are so despondent, you take that $50 out and you spend it on Powerball tickets. And then you hit the lottery and you win the Powerball for $800 million. It saves you. I don't get credit for the advice. When Nico Harrison trades Luka, and if he had traded Luka and this was the press conference, he was like, listen, I know the fans aren't going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you guys this. We thought the finals last year were a mirage. We did not think we were a championship-level team, and we think that there is a chance this year with this trade, we might. Anthony Davis is injured. We just traded for him. He's going to take his time to come back. We might end up in the lottery. We're okay with that because we are trying to build something sustainable. We need another piece. We're going to get that in this year's draft some way, shape, or form. And we are going to build something sustainable because Luka Doncic is a fat alcoholic and we don't trust him. And then that plan ends up being, my God, we thought it was going to be the 11th or the 15th pick. It's the first pick. Then he can puff his chest out. When he goes to that press conference, Brew, and says, our timeline
You know what he said?
Well, hold.
Does Rob Pelinka get credit for getting Luka?
What? Kind of. I don't really give him a lot of credit, but
do you know how many GMs and coaches got lucky?
I understand
in this league.
I understand that, but when these are the only reason the Mavs made a trade, they said was to be a contender now, this moment, shorter timeline. It was so ass backwards.
But why didn't they contend?
Because they traded for a player who got injured. And then who was
and
already.
their other star player got injured too.
Right.
And I get it, because they can get injured. You know, I figured they get injured. I'm just saying, if those two stay healthy, they would have been a contender. Or at least a very good playoff team.
Okay, maybe. But the fact of the matter is, he told us his plan. His plan was contending right now. He then, in service of that plan, in my opinion, they rushed Anthony Davis back. He got hurt. Once he gets hurt, Kyrie Irving, because he's the only ball handler left on the team, starts playing more minutes than he had at any point in his veteran phase of his career. He gets hurt. They still go for it. They're in the play-in, winning a play-in game, trying to avoid the lottery. They then lose that game, which is the only reason they had any picks, and they got lucky. I'm happy for their fans. The idea that this guy gets to say fortune favors the bold when ending up in the lottery was his worst-case scenario is laughable.
Was he bold? Wrong, but bold, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
was it fortune?
Okay, bro.
I'm just saying, I get it. But if we go down, Sam, who drafted Kevin Durant?
Presti.
Okay, he gets credit for it, right?
Oh, you mean because
he would have taken Greg Oden.
I don't know if that's true.
I think he would. Almost every GM in the league was saying they would have taken Greg Oden. Presti, it was like one that was saying they would.
Sure.
So I'm just saying, like, and I get it. I'm not saying Nico Harrison is saying Presti. I'm just saying, if they were, why haven't they fired him? If I was running that team and that was Nico's decision, I'd have fired him already. I would have fired him. Seeing the way the fans just totally turned on the franchise, why'd you keep him? Maybe because it was ownership's idea exclusively.
Listen, I know that is something.
Why isn't he fired then, Nick? I mean, seriously.
Honestly?
He just made a horrendous trade.
I think he's not fired because if I must give you my honest answer, because I think ownership is out to lunch. I think the actual ownership of the Dallas Mavericks is in the casino business. And they are so in the casino business, they gave this job to who always gets the prime jobs in any regal families, the son-in-law. And so they're like, hey, you handle that. And the son-in-law got hypnotized by a really cool, good-looking guy who has great stories about Kobe Bryant and other NBA stars. And it's like, this is awesome. And this guy told me Luka doesn't work hard, unlike the greats Larry Bird and Shaquille O'Neal, who were known for sobriety and hard work in the offseason.
But Nick, even if that's the case, yes. I don't think that's the case. But
I know,
even
we
if that
disagree
is the
on
case,
this. That's fine.
If that's the case, when you see the reaction, when you see every GM, every pundit saying, that was the worst trade I've ever seen. When you see your fans having funerals outside, when you hear them chanting, fire, Nico, fire, why in the world wouldn't you fire him?
Because they immediately co-signed it. because immediately after they came out and said, Dumont came out and said, yeah, we stand by Nico. We agree. We think Luka doesn't have the work ethic of
that's happened. Plenty of people who've gotten votes of confidence have been fired.
Listen.
And my point is this. My ultimate point is this. It might actually work out for him. Now, again, I said it at the start. Luck, for sure. But this might work out.
I just don't think
and he's done other good things.
I don't think you should puff your chest out about luck, is my point. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.